Naomi Suzanne from Naomi's Home Health. Right, I want to dive into a little bit more about food and health and your symptoms. So I get a lot of comments about what is in food that's causing your symptoms, and you know, food can be a major issue for us when we are unwell, but it is not the major cause all the time. I mean, you know, if you're going to eat hot dogs and burgers, and if you're gluten intolerant, yes, you are going to get symptoms. But what I prefer to look at on a whole is your toxicity levels. Are you still using toxins? What are your stress levels like? How long have you been stressed? Have you had trauma in your life? Hey Dale, hey Terry. I'm over here on, sorry if I look at two different screens. I'm over here on Facebook, Naomi's Home Health, and now I'm over here on Instagram. So basically, you know, I've got a thyroid group. I'm over here on the thyroid group as well. And we're talking a lot about oxalates, and this is the cause of why people are unwell. And oxalates are not the problem. If you are having issues when you start to eat clean, you need to look at what's going on in your liver. And the reason that sometimes we start to have issues is because if you're still using toxins, and I mean everything, I mean, I get a lot of people who say to me, I don't really use toxins. And then I go through the list. Okay, tell me about your toothpaste. Do you use hairspray? What makeup do you use? What do you cook in? Do you have non-stick cookware? You know, what kind of stress levels do you have? Toxins are huge. Makeup, hairspray, deodorant, skincare all has heavy metal in it. Our non-stick cookware is highly toxic. Are you eating a lot of canned foods? This is important to look at because these can be the problem. It's not the celery. It's not the, you know, whatever it is that you think it is. Spinach, baby spinach. You can't eat enough baby spinach for the oxalates that you think are causing your problem to cause a problem. It is more your stress levels. When you are stressed, toxins and stress levels, those two things together can be causing a massive issue in your body. Look, toxins aside, what's going to happen when you start eating clean? Your body's going to add those fruits and vegetables that you're eating, the celery juice, the lemon water, it's going to start pushing those toxins out of your liver. And if you are still putting a lot into your body, it's got to push it out of the liver and into the bloodstream, and you're going to get symptoms, you're going to get sick. It's called detoxification. You're going to get a detox reaction. That's what happens. But also, if you're toxins aside, like I said, the stress levels. How are you managing your stress? How long have you been under stress? How are you breathing? That is so important. I keep telling you about the breath because it is the number one thing. We do that, we breathe unconsciously, but a lot of the time we're doing it wrong because we're in a stress state. Fight or flight. When your body goes into fight or flight, you breathe differently. Now, you know when you get really, really upset, or a little kid is screaming, crying, and they're so upset and they're like this, and they're breathing into their chest and in through their mouth because they're stressed. That is a stress response. When you are doing this constantly over a long period of time, you have conditioned your body to breathe that way naturally, and we shouldn't be breathing that way naturally because we are not getting enough oxygen into our body. We are not igniting our brain. We are not filling the cells with oxygen and allowing them to regenerate. All the organs are not going to work properly. It's going to affect your gut health. It's going to affect your immune system. It's going to cause you a lot of symptoms. Stress, you know, I used to, and I will pop it in the comments if this resonates with you, but I used to, if I started to feel unwell, I was eating gluten-free, a lot of fruits, vegetables, no dairy, no egg for years, and I still don't eat those things, but if I want to, every now and then when I go out for dinner, I might. I've relaxed on what I do because it was causing me stress. But when I was, you know, feeling really well and then all of a sudden I wouldn't feel well, I would straight look at what have I eaten? Oh my God, what have I eaten? It's something to do with food. No, I've eaten everything right, and I would go straight to the physical. I never looked at what stress I was under, what I've been doing, what's happened, what am I not dealing with, what am I not looking at. So it was really, really important. Oh, thanks, Rochelle. I love Rochelle. She's part of Naomi's home health team, and she is amazing. Rochelle does all this stuff too. So my team, we live and breathe, excuse the pun, what we talk about. So Rochelle does all these things. She uses her essential oils. She does her breathing. All of this is what we do. And sometimes we don't do it all, but breathing is one thing I do. Check in with myself all the time. Now, I have a workshop coming up. It's on the 22nd, Wednesday the 22nd of March. Spaces are limited, but it is a conscious breathing workshop. You will start to understand if you're breathing incorrectly or not to your full potential. When you start breathing properly and you're doing it consciously every day and you're checking in with yourself every day, this is when you're going to start to feel better. Your stress levels will come down. Your anxiety will come down. Depression will lift a little. You start to manage your health a lot better. It is super important to breathe properly. So the workshop, there is one at 11:30 a.m. next Wednesday, the 22nd, one at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is Sydney time. So you go onto the world clock and have a look what time it is in your time zone. But I have tried to work it so people in America and England can jump on and join us. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to step you through. I'm going to tell you why you're not breathing properly. We're going to, I'm going to work with each individual. That's why spaces are limited. We're going to go through and show you some breathing techniques. Now, this is not breath work. Breath work is not the same. Breath work is very different. It doesn't teach you to breathe properly every day. It does help you with anxiety, and it helps, bring your cortisol levels down. But this breathing properly all day, every day is going to rapidly bring your cortisol levels down. It's going to reduce your stress. You're going to be able to manage things better. It's going to allow you to focus and concentrate better. When we start a new healing program, if your mind, you're sick, your mind isn't really working properly, and you're not, it's so hard to focus. That is probably because you're not breathing properly, and you may not be eating well or whatever. But if you start with the breathing, then everything will be easier to do. You'll be able to feel better, have a bit more energy, and you'll be able to start focusing more on the physical side of what you're eating and all the little practices that you do. But it will become a habit for you. You have to retrain yourself. It's easy to say, oh, well, yeah, I can do this, but unless you are aware of it and unless you have these little tools to make sure that you're doing it every day, then it's going to be difficult. So, like I said, spaces are limited. Jump on. There's a link on Instagram. Link is in the bio to jump on one of those workshops. And over here, Naomi's Home Health and the Thyroid Group. The link is in the comments, because good on you, Rochelle, for putting that in for me. But get it in now, because this is a very simple technique, and it's very, very simple for you to do. And if you are not, you're doing all the right things physically and you're eating well and you're still feeling sick, there's a lot more to it. And this is one of the reasons, because you are not breathing properly. And you'll get a copy of my Conscious Breathing ebook, but I have, like I've said before, I don't know if you've heard this, but I've checked in with everybody that has bought the ebook, and every single one, 100% of people that I've checked in with that has responded and said to me, yep, I read your book and I can't believe that I wasn't breathing properly. And most people think that they are. So we're going to become aware of how we're doing this every day, all day. So this is something that is a really, really big deal in your healing, and it is a very small investment. So jump on, invest in it. It's going to give you lifelong tools, and it's going to change your stress levels. If you're not breathing properly, your stress is going to be skyrocketing. It is going to reduce your cortisol. Cortisol is the hormone that gets released when you're in fight or flight. And if you have been in that state for 20 years, I guarantee you're not breathing properly. I see people that get stressed and they go, I need to take some deep breaths, and they go, and they're doing this. That is a definite stress response. It is not what we need to be doing. So you're going to get some breathing techniques, you're going to get some tools to make sure that you do it properly, but you will start to bring those anxiety levels down. You will start to feel better. You'll sleep better. Your gut health will be better. Your immune response will be better. Everything is going to start to fall into place when you start to breathe properly. So jump on and book into that workshop. I'm going to make sure that nobody leaves that workshop, you know, unless they are breathing properly and they have those tools. I'm going to check in with all of you in that workshop. So that is why spaces are limited, because this is for me to help you heal. I'm not just running workshops just to get money out there and to start to, you know, just get myself out there. This is 100% to help you feel better. So jump on to the link in my bio on Instagram, jump on the link here and go and book in, because this is a key element, an absolute key element. If you do nothing else, do this. If you do nothing else, if you still eat rubbish and whatever, do this. But if you're going to work on your food, this is important. This is a key element. If you want your food to be absorbed better, if you want to absorb the nutrients, if you want your liver to detox everything better, you've got to breathe better. So drop it in the comments if it sounds interesting to you. If you think you're breathing right but you're not sure, have a little look, because it's so important. And I don't see, I've never done I've done heaps and heaps of programs with naturopaths, holistic healers, holistic, whatever you call them, natural healers, doctors, you name it, I've done it. None of them focused on breathing like this. I don't think any of them even focused on breathing. I never even heard about breathing. It was all about food. It's maybe a few little things here and there with maybe some qigong or a few other little things to help bring stress levels down, but none of this. So what I do is I look at the whole package. That is why I created a lifestyle cleanse program as well, because we look at food, nutrition, we look at stress levels, we look at toxicity. It is a whole package, and it is something that I am very passionate about, because I know what's out there and it's not this, none of this. This is what's going to get you to where you need to go, and it is done very slowly, not so you go, rightio, remove everything, because if you go and you just cut everything out and, you know, go hard at it, you're going to get detox symptoms. You're going to get things, you know, you're going to feel different. You might not sleep. You're going to have headaches. It's got to, whatever's in your liver has to enter your bloodstream and go somewhere. And it, you know, it's got to be detoxed out of your body. So it's going to be in your bloodstream, coming out. So you're going to feel like crap for a while. And that's so. If you want to get better, you have to ride the storm. Healing is like this. We want it to start going like this. We're always healing from something. There's always work to do on ourselves. But when you create the habits, it's so easy. You can do it. It's just every day you get up and you do these things. So simple. So message me if you need to, if you need a little bit more information. But there it is. Learning to breathe better. It's so important, and I'm ready to work with you.